The sun had barely begun to rise over the hills of Sparta, its pale light casting long shadows over the rugged terrain. You and I, both warriors in our own right, stand at the edge of a new day. But before you rush into the tasks ahead, listen closely. For today, I bring you a tale from my youth, one that I have carried with me ever since. It is a lesson in honesty and the consequences of letting pride lead you down a dark path. This story does not come from the battlefields where I fought as a man, but from the time when I was still a boy in the Agoge, learning what it truly meant to be a Spartan. It involves a young boy, much like you, and a fox, a creature both clever and elusive. You see, this boy's mistake holds a lesson far deeper than you might think. It was a cold morning, one of those days when the winds of Sparta seemed to bite into your very bones. The young Spartan, his name was Dorian, had been out in the woods, as we often were, gathering food for the camp. We were taught from an early age that survival depended not only on strength, but on quick thinking and cunning. On this particular morning, as Dorian walked through the trees, he came upon a fox, a creature so quick and sharp that even the greatest hunters often struggled to catch it. But Dorian, eager to prove himself, did not hesitate. With a quick strike, he caught the animal, knowing it would bring honor to his family and food to the camp. But as he turned to leave, he was seen by a senior Spartan. The man, a leader of our training, saw what had happened. And as the eyes of the man fell on Dorian, the boy hesitated. There was no denying what he had done, yet in that moment, his pride surged. Rather than admit the theft, he decided to hide the fox under his cloak and pretend as though nothing had happened. He stood before the senior Spartan, trying to act as if he had done nothing wrong. What happened next, however, is a tale that still echoes in my mind. The senior Spartan, seeing Dorian's reluctance, waited. He could see the boy's trembling hands, the sweat on his brow despite the cold. But he did not call out Dorian. Instead, he simply spoke the words every Spartan feared. "You are free to go, young one, but your journey is your own." Dorian walked away, relieved in the moment, but soon the fox beneath his cloak began to squirm. It was no longer content to stay hidden. The boy's discomfort grew as the fox, panicked and trapped, lashed out. Its sharp claws dug into Dorian's chest, causing him to cry out in pain. He stumbled, falling to the ground, clutching his cloak tightly. The fox, though, was only growing more agitated by the minute, and the more Dorian tried to hide it, the more painful the situation became. It wasn't long before the blood began to stain his tunic, and the senior Spartan, watching from a distance, walked over slowly. He did not shout. He did not reprimand the boy with harsh words. Instead, he said simply, "You see, Dorian, the fox you have hidden is not your enemy. It is your own pride and dishonesty that harm you. What you hide will always find a way to reveal itself. Now you must face not only the pain of your wounds, but the shame of your choices." The boy, his pride broken, stood up and admitted his mistake. He had caused the fox's suffering and, in turn, his own. But more than that, he had caused a rift between himself and the truth. And in that moment, Dorian learned something that changed him forever. I tell you this story not for its drama or the pain of a boy's mistake, but for the lesson it carries. Pride is a powerful force, one that can cause us to hide our faults, to refuse to admit when we are wrong. But what the young Spartan learned, and what I want you to understand today, is that honesty is not merely a virtue. It is the foundation of inner strength. If Dorian had admitted his actions, there would have been no wound. The fox would not have harmed him, and his reputation would have remained intact. It is far better to face the consequences of our actions head-on, with honesty, than to let pride carry us deeper into dishonor. And when we are honest, we not only gain the trust of those around us, but we also gain the trust of ourselves. So, my friend, as you go through your day, remember Dorian and the lesson of the fox. When you make a mistake, and you will make mistakes, do not hide from them. Do not let your pride grow so large that it consumes your integrity. Be honest, be responsible, and you will find strength not in avoiding the truth, but in embracing it. Now, as you face the challenges of today, think of the path you wish to walk. Will it be one of pride and concealment, or one of honesty and courage? The choice is yours. I leave you with this. The fox of dishonesty will always bite back, no matter how you try to hide it. Face your mistakes with honor, and you will become stronger than you ever imagined. Farewell for now.